Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
The history of the mockingbird is deeply rooted in the long and complex evolutionary journey of songbirds, a group scientifically known as passerines. Songbirds represent one of the most successful and diverse branches of the avian family tree, comprising more than half of all bird species alive today. Their success is closely tied to the development of sophisticated vocal abilities, advanced learning mechanisms, and flexible behavior. Among these birds, the mockingbird stands out as one of the most extraordinary examples of vocal evolution and adaptability. Mockingbirds belong to the family Mimidae, a group that includes thrashers and tremblers. This family evolved exclusively in the New World, meaning the Americas, and has no natural representatives in Europe, Asia, or Africa. Fossil and genetic evidence suggests that the ancestors of Mimidae began diverging from other songbirds millions of years ago, during a period when Earth's climate was undergoing dramatic changes. These changes reshaped landscapes, creating new ecological niches that favored innovation in communication and behavior. To understand the mockingbird's history, it is essential to examine the broader evolution of songbirds. Early birds relied primarily on visual signals and simple calls for survival. However, as forests expanded and ecosystems became more complex, visual communication alone was no longer sufficient. Dense vegetation reduced visibility, making sound a more effective means of communication. Birds that could produce louder, clearer, or more varied sounds gained an advantage in warning others of danger, defending territory, and attracting mates. Over time, natural selection favored birds with enhanced vocal organs, particularly the syrinx, a unique vocal structure found only in birds. Songbirds developed an especially advanced syrinx that allowed them to control pitch, rhythm, and tone with remarkable precision. This biological innovation laid the foundation for complex songs and eventually vocal learning. Mockingbird ancestors were among the species that benefited most from these developments. Rather than relying on a fixed set of inherited calls, they gradually evolved the ability to learn sounds from their environment, a trait that would later define their identity. The Mimidae family likely emerged during the Miocene epoch, approximately 20 million years ago. At this time, the Americas were undergoing significant environmental transformations. Open woodlands, grasslands, scrublands, and semi-arid regions expanded, replacing dense forests in many areas. These open habitats created new challenges for birds. Sound needed to travel longer distances across open spaces, and competition for territory intensified. Birds that could vary their vocalizations and adapt their songs to different environments were more successful. The early Mimidae species were probably simple singers, using a limited range of calls for basic communication. However, even small differences in vocal flexibility could influence survival and reproduction. Individuals capable of producing more complex or louder songs were better at intimidating rivals and attracting mates. This selective pressure gradually pushed the Mimidae lineage toward greater vocal experimentation. Over thousands of generations, this experimentation became structured learning, and structured learning became mimicry. Vocal mimicry did not appear suddenly. It was the result of incremental evolutionary steps. Early mockingbird ancestors may have accidentally copied fragments of neighboring birds' songs. At first, these imitations may have been imperfect or unintentional. However, any individual that could successfully imitate another species gained a unique advantage. Mimicry served several important evolutionary purposes. First, it allowed mockingbirds to expand their song repertoire without requiring genetic changes for each new sound. Second, it confused competitors by creating the illusion that multiple birds were present in a territory. Third, it impressed potential mates, who often preferred males with more complex and varied songs. Female mockingbirds played a critical role in shaping this trait. Through sexual selection, females consistently chose males with longer, more diverse, and more accurate songs. This preference drove the rapid development of advanced vocal memory and learning capacity. Over time, mockingbirds became capable of imitating not only other birds, but also frogs, insects, mammals, and eventually human-made sounds. The evolution of mimicry required major changes in the mockingbird's brain. Song learning depends on specialized brain regions that control hearing, memory, and vocal production. In mockingbirds, these regions became unusually well developed. Unlike many birds that learn songs only during a short period of youth, mockingbirds retain the ability to learn new sounds throughout their entire lives. This lifelong learning ability is rare in the animal kingdom and reflects a high level of neuroplasticity. It allows mockingbirds to adapt quickly to new environments, whether those environments are deserts, forests, islands, or cities. From an evolutionary perspective, this flexibility significantly increased survival chances during periods of environmental instability. As their vocal and behavioral abilities improved, mockingbirds expanded their range across North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. Geological events such as the formation of land bridges enabled species to migrate and diversify. Isolated populations evolved into distinct species, each adapted to local conditions. Despite differences in habitat and climate, all mockingbird species retain the core traits of vocal mimicry, territorial aggression, and dietary flexibility. These shared characteristics highlight the success of the Mimidae evolutionary strategy. By the end of this early evolutionary phase, mockingbirds had established themselves as masters of sound. Their ability to listen, learn, and imitate transformed communication into a powerful survival tool. What began as simple calls evolved into complex vocal performances that shaped social behavior, mating systems, and territorial control.